In today's video, I am going to be going over some different pin down basketball plays that you can run with your team. Really quickly, what a pin down screen really is when you've got a player who is above on the court, another player, and setting a pin down screen on that player. Now this player, depending on what his defender is going to do, will either cut towards the basket or pop up towards the wing. There's a lot of different options. However, the main idea behind what a pin down screen is just merely a screen down, also called a down screen, on another player. This can be done in 5-out. This can be done in horns as well. It's essentially the same thing. They're setting down screens, and these players are then reacting to those screens. If the player the defender overplays, this player can go backdoor. There's a lot of different options off of regular screens or even these screens, but this is what a pin down screen is. So the idea here is to be able to do off-ball screens. And now if you're in Europe and you're not allowed to use screens, I'm sorry, but here in North America and pretty much everywhere else around the world, you are allowed to use screens at any age. So let's get down and let's check out some of these plays because they can really get a lot of your players open off ball for different shots and layups. Really quickly, if you want the Horns basketball offense playbook that I've created, make sure to go check out the link down in the description below. Or if you want the 5-out complete guide, which is where you've got a lot of players, or actually all of your players outside of the 3-point line, which will create a lot of gaps and openings to be able to drive to the basket or hit different cutters, then make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. The first play is going to be something that you can run with pretty much any age. I use it with every single team that I coach, which is pin down screens in the 5-out. You're going to have players 4 and 5 set pin down screens on players 3 and 2. This is a super simple basketball play that you can run, and depending on what their defenders do, for example here, if player 2 was to go underneath of this screen, which means that he's going this way, player 2 is going to pop up. If player 3 is fighting over top of that screen when player 3 is using that screen, then player 3 needs to cut in towards the basket because now player 3 needs to go all the way around player 4 blue to be able to keep up with his man, which means that player 3 may be wide open for an easy layup. This is just one option or two options because we can also hit player 2 with a 3-point shot as well, but these are just two options that present themselves. Now you may be wondering, why am I setting these screens so far away from this actual player? Now, in last night's practice, we ran this play, and with a player who hasn't been to too many practices, he was setting the screen here, and the defender just said, oh, well, I'm not even getting screened. I'm just going to follow my guy up. So the reason being is this guy is in help defense generally if the ball is here or here, which means that the screen needs to be exactly where that defender is. Obviously, if there's a down screen and this guy starts cheating over top, player 2 can cut to the basket because now player 5 is still screening here, which means that this will be an open layup. So that's another option off of this simple screen. Now, a little bit more of an advanced play that you can run with your team out of 5-out is a pin down screen on this side, a pin down screen on this side. You can then go into a dribble handoff on this side with player 3. We will have player 2 use that screen. He's not going to be paying really too much attention as to what his defender is doing, whether he's going over or under. What we want to do now is to get that dribble handoff. Player 2 is going to then continue up to the point. This is going to be a screen by player 2 for player 3. Meanwhile, player 4 is clear, player 5 is cleared out, and because of this initial dribble handoff, we're going to have player 1 roll towards the basket. Now, coming off of this screen, player 3 can either pass to player 1 who's rolling to the basket, or he can shoot the ball himself. He can also pass to player 2 because I would want player 2 to pop after the screen because he may be left alone for a 3-point shot, depending on what the defense is doing. If none of this is open, player 1 will clear out, player 4 will lift, and we are back into 5-out. We can run a motion off of that set play. I personally really like to run motions after a set play, especially if you are in the grade 9 or older range up here in Canada, where we have a shot clock of 24 seconds. Once you get through a play, you may only have 8 seconds or even 6 seconds left after a set play to be able to get a basket. And if you didn't score in that set play, you need to be able to do something quick to be able to score, whether that is to call a screen or maybe do a dribble handoff with somebody or maybe pass and screen for that player and then work on something. But a simple motion or some simple off-ball or on-ball actions can get you an easy basket or hope for an easy basket before the shot clock is up. Now, I've actually really learned to be able to love the Horns offense, which is why I created a playbook down below, because I use a lot of those plays with my team. Now, what we're going to start with is we're going to have player 5 set a pin down screen for player 3. This is against a man-to-man defense. Player 3 is going to come off of that screen, and player 1 is going to meet him at the wing, or at the 45. This is going to be a dribble handoff between 1 and 3. After this dribble handoff, we're going to have player 4 pop up to the point, and we're going to have a quick pass to player 4. We're going to then have a back screen on player 1, and now player 4 is going to be looking for the pass to player 1. Player 2 is also going to be lifting as well to the wing. And this is a lot of confusion on this side to be able to really mess up the other team. This is a play that I would probably not run with 14-year-olds. I would probably look at a play like this with older kids who are maybe 16 or 17 years old. However, if you are coaching a team that is, let's say, 11 years old, maybe 12 years old, because I coach 11-year-olds, you can run a pin down screen on one side. Player 3 will come up, player 1 will dribble over, and this will be a dribble handoff. After that dribble handoff, player 3 is going to dribble up top, player 5 will set the back screen on player 1, player 4 and 2 will come together, and at this time, player 3 could easily shoot that 3. That is an option. If he's open, he can take it. He could even drive to the basket if he wanted to, but this is going to be an elevator screen, and I run elevator screens a lot with my younger team, my U12s, which are 11U in the States, and then we'll be looking for that 3-point shot from player 1. So this is a set play into a secondary set play. Now, if that's too difficult for your team, that's okay. We have more and more options available. We can set a double screen up top. This is a very common play in all age groups. Player 1 will dribble to this side and do a dribble handoff with player 2. Meanwhile, player 5 will set the pin down screen for player 3, and then player 4 will set the staggered screen for player 3. And now what we're going to have is either player 1 rolling to the basket, player 3 open for that 3-point shot, or player 2 could take the 3 himself. Meanwhile, player 4 will roll out and player 5 will pop out so that we can open up that middle of the key for player 1. Player 2 also attacking or hitting player 1 with a pass, or hitting player 3 for the 3-point shot. While some of these plays are easier for younger players, some of them are a lot more difficult for older players. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below, and also my Horns basketball playbook that is down there too. I'll see you guys later.